Today, we're going to be talking about your minimum baselines. Now, I want you to think about what things you're doing when your brain tells you, like, okay, that's good, that's enough. So for me, I like to record 4 of these podcast episodes at a time. And a few weeks ago, I was actually having some really bad headaches. And so what I decided is like, okay, if I'm having a headache, I'm just going to do one. And then this would go over and over and over where I'm like, okay, I'll just do one. I'll just do one. I'll just do one. And what I noticed was my brain started to adjust to that minimum baseline. So even on times that I was feeling better, my brain would be like, hey, let's just do one. And then we would do one again and do one again. And so it was really hard to actually stay ahead because I'm just doing one every single day. But what I started to think about the other day was like, wait a second, what if I decide I'm just going to do 4? Like that is the minimum baseline. Now I'm feeling better. This is what I want to do. And then I noticed how much easier it was to get my brain to do 4, where it seemed really hard to move past 1. Now it's like, okay, we just do 4, so we just record them and then we're done. And so I want you to think about where could you add in these minimum baselines where you can just say, okay, here's what I'm doing. And you might actually want to raise it. So instead of me having that minimum baseline at 1, which is what had started to happen, I just started telling myself like, no, the minimum amount that we do is 4. And so as you can start to do this, you can allow your brain to make it easier to actually get the thing done because it already knows like, hey, we're doing 4 versus you telling yourself like, we just have to do 1. And then when you want to do another one, it feels so much harder because your brain's like, no, you said 1 and then that was it. Another thing that I've been doing is the minimum baseline to kind of like leaving the room was just leaving the room, picking up whatever I needed from that room. Now I'm implementing practicing like taking something with me or cleaning something up or just organizing something before I leave the room. And so this has kind of changed that minimum baseline where I look and say, okay, is there something I need to put up? Is there something I need to take out of the room? Is there something that I could do just real quick, really simply? And what this has allowed me to do is just start to see these little changes because I've changed that minimum baseline. Instead of just the minimum baseline being walking out of the room, it's like, no, the minimum baseline is I'm going to take something, I'm going to organize something, I'm going to clean something before I leave the room. And so just kind of play around where you could see using a minimum baseline, either one that you haven't set or one that you might want to raise just to change how you're doing some things. Your brain always has a good reason as to why it's not taking action toward your goals. It actually wants to keep you alive, which means it has come up with these strategies to actually make that happen. But unfortunately, those same strategies don't work for changing, creating something new, or achieving your goal. So if you want to learn about the strategies that your brain is actually using right now, then you want to get instant access to this video because we're going to talk about like what is your brain naturally wired to do, how it's not really working for you, and how you can actually start to change that and improve it and make progress so that your brain is more wired to help you take action and achieve your goals. Go to successbykayla.com to sign up and get instant access to that video. And then you're also going to be on my email list. So get ready for some really great emails that are going to help you take action toward your goals now.